Gaijin here. For the next 2 episodes, I want to share something very special with you. I know that everyone and their mom does a top 10 countdown, but I don't believe there's a more appropriate way to discuss my experiences with video games that are Japan only than doing such. Some of these games you may know, some of these may be brand new to you. Either way, all of these games are worth a look if you ever have the opportunity. The console games on this list are for systems that lack any sort of region coding, so you can, in fact, play these games should you find them. As I was writing this script, I realized that it would take more than 1 episode to explain the greatness of these 10 games, so I'm going to span it over 2 episodes. Anywho, let's get this thing going. Number 10, Darius Burst. I love me some shmups, but it's become pretty obvious that the newer shmups in Japan are so full of bullets and missiles it's impossible to move. That's why Darius Burst, the arcade game, gets my number 10 spot. There's actually room! It's a great space shooter with lots of diverse power-ups, nostalgic control, and a super immersive environment, and some of the most ridiculous bosses you will ever see. It felt modern while having that classic old-school feel at the same time, like Gradius or R-Type on steroids. There are a few ports of the game on the PSP and I believe the iPad in Japan, but nothing can compare to the original. It just makes me remember the feel and the thrill of the old arcades of yore. Nostalgically satisfying yet cutting edge, Darius Burst is one shmup you don't want to pass up. Number 9. Chabadai Gaijin. Okay, I know you probably have no idea what this game is, so let me explain. In the last few months before I left Japan to come home, this little gem made its way to my local arcade in Ep2 department store. It's a very short game and it still demands the usual 100 yen, or about $1.10. The premise is that you are in a particular scenario ranging from a funeral to a wedding to a family dinner. However, everyone is basically acting like a jerk and you're pretty sick of it. You slam your hands down on the table peripheral and flip it as hard as you can. You want to cause as much chaos and destruction with your epic table throwing as possible. You only get 1 throw, so you gotta make it worth it. I put this game on number 9, I admit, for very personal reasons. One of these scenarios you can choose from is a class full of annoying, gripey, whiny, annoying as crap kids in the classroom, and you have a teacher about to unleash hell. Now, I don't mind telling you this. This was the greatest thing ever after a long day of dealing with my stupid Sanensei 3rd year students. For real. I would sum up all of my rage from the day and wreck everything. And it was worth every penny. Rather expensive, but satisfying as all get out, Sho Chabadai Gaijin gets my number 9 spot easy. Number 8. Kanji Sonomama Rakubiki Jiten. Boy, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Now this game isn't really a game per se. It's on the DS, so I suppose it counts. But this software is actually a very well put together, very easy to use Japanese to English or English to Japanese translator and dictionary. The thing was a godsend while I was in Japan. Understand something, this game cost me around $40. An electronic dictionary that had the same capabilities that a DS plus this game had was around $350. No, that is not a joke, I'm dead serious. This game let you write down your own kanji, type in kana or type in English, and it also wasn't much of a stickler when it came down to stroke order either. Incredibly solid for the price I paid. There aren't any English instructions to the game, but it's very easy to figure out. Basically, as you search for words, any word in Japanese that shows up with a green text will have a good English translation. Those in red are more like euphemisms that require knowledge of Japanese to understand the explanation. Really, that's okay. For what a foreigner needs to do in Japan, this game delivers. An absolute necessity for the Gaijin on the go, Kanji Sonomama Rakubiki Jiten is totally worth having for anyone interested in Japanese. Number 7. Senkoku Basara Battle Heroes. Of all the Basada games, this was the one that introduced me to the series, and I really liked it. Basada is what happens if Dynasty Warrior, Japanese history, and anime had a baby. It's all the same hacky-slashy fun of Dynasty Warriors, but it takes itself a lot less serious. The historical figures that are in this game are obviously parodies of who they were in real life, and it just fits really well with the over-the-top gameplay. Each character has their own story, but it feels like the story follows Date Masamune and the people that are involved in his adventure the most. It isn't anything special, but the developers did go out of their way to make the stories at least decent. The gameplay is really good. It's tight, timely, and incredibly satisfying. Each match is a 2-on-2 fight, regardless if you're playing a single player or not. As frustrating as that might sound, the AI is quite good, and only makes the gameplay that much better. Basada's super moves are also incredibly satisfying too. A crazy blast into Japan's past, Sengoku Basada Battle Heroes makes a solid 7 on my list. Number 6. Sengoku Basada 3.
Foolish Goomba, it's still the same franchise. You can't do that.
Hey, you know what? My list, my rules. And Sengoku Basada 3 deserves the next spot for certain. In my opinion, this game takes everything that Battle Heroes had to offer and just made it so much better. Not perfect, mind, but the experience is just so much better. Utilizing the PS3's capabilities, the game looks beautiful, sounds beautiful, and plays beautiful. Seriously, I know a lot of people that were turned off by the button-mashing style gameplay. But just like the Big Papa God of War, as you progress, you get new combos to add to your already impressive list. As for me, I rather enjoyed playing as Psycho Magoichi and chain comboing Ashigaru with dual flintlocks and shotguns. Oh, and her super move? Yeah, it's basically Omni Slash with guns. Take it in. Again, like the original, you follow the path of the character you selected. This time, though, you are almost always alone, and you can customize your experience by picking and choosing your battles and your enemies as well. It's pretty swank, I must say. The menus are a bit difficult to navigate if you don't know any Japanese, but it's nothing too hard to get through, and the experience is well worth it. A suitable successor to the franchise, Sengoku Basada is an amazing game. Okay guys, I need a break, but I'll be back shortly with my top 5 next time. But for now, this is Gaijin Goomba, signing out.